power plant. I'm the coal miner, so I'm going to be dumping coal in his hands. The coal is going to come through the generator, so we're going to make steam. We're going to turn the turbine. It's going to come to the transformer to bring the voltage down, through the transmission lines, come to the substation, to the house, to the toaster, and to the laptop. So here comes all the coal. There's so much coal. Goes to the Can't help it. Steam is escaping out the top of the power plant. They're burning. This turbine is turning, but it's circulating. That's actually good. They're never Here comes the substation. It's not efficient. Here we go.
Very efficient.
I'm very efficient.
When you leave your toaster on for too long. In this case, you know, at the power plant, there's lots of heat. You know, you're burning the coal to create heat, to create steam. So the lesson of this is...
what is the lesson?
What is the lesson?
Right here is a lot of money on it, a lot of energy.
It's like those commercials with the people like leaf blowing money out of the shop.
Right, exactly. How much energy we just lost.
It's really wasted at every point across the system, and sometimes we can't help that, but we should really try to help the parts that we can.
We start with this project of energy conservation in our school. How do we extend it into the communities?
One way would be just to let students check some of these things out and like try it at home and see that it's not just happening in the building, that it's happening in their own house. And
Yes, Christina.
In terms of publishing things in literature, they could make their literature that they could publish and like spread to the community and share with other people. So
Yes, I even imagine them going and doing energy audits at other school buildings in our neighborhood, doing energy audits at the Southeast campus, right? What else?
In terms of social studies, looking at how energy conservation in America affects global warming, showing that parallel between how much energy we use and how much we're contributing to which countries actually are going to see the effects of this.
Excellent. And there's a lot of that. There are a lot of connections to geography standards in that social studies outcome. That's perfect for 6th grade.
Definitely the writing piece with the conclusions and actually getting into skills, comparing, contrasting a lot of the data.
And that'll come up a lot in the informational text reading that will come out of the researching the energy and history of energy conservation and all this great stuff.
I keep thinking of persuasive essays and persuasive letters, because if the students can get in their heads some decisions that we need to make as a school to be more energy efficient, they could easily tie that into writing a persuasive essay or letter to the school, the administration, someone who would have the power to make those changes.
I think like the research aspect of like reading about energy and current events and just understanding the whole process of energy efficiency.
A lot of people don't realize, but many classrooms, many rooms that we just live in are overlit. A foot candle is an old-timey measurement. It's the amount of light cast 1 foot away from a candle. 58 foot candles. A classroom should usually be between 50 and 75. These are infrared thermometer guns, very fun. And what these do is measure the surface temperature of anything you care to measure. So, you know, John's laptop screen is 88. Humidity and temperature pen. It does exactly what its name is. It takes the humidity and temperature of a room.
So it's the same on as off?
Yeah. Just that smart.
88 floor.
I'd say it's between 86 to 89.
My windows so far much different than
The floor is 80. The floor is 80.
'93 this time.
Adam is 34, 31, 34. In that 30 range. 31 to 34.
just in case the high school.
Very large difference.
What's the large difference?
Oh, between the little computer and the big computer.
How much?
The little one was 13 and this was 34.
I'll log in so you can see. And then you'll find friendship in the list.
Oh, you're right, justifying. That's very interesting. I wanted to delete that so that the wattage label.
We did the temperatures in the kitchen, the lobby, the elevator, the conference room, and outside. And what we found was interesting is that the temperature didn't vary that much, but the humidity did. So for an example, back where the cubicles are, it seems a lot colder. The temperature was the same, it was 85 as the conference room, but it just seemed much colder because of the difference in the humidity.
Interesting. So you can see that comfort starts to really vary depending on humidity.
You can really tell in the fall when people start losing when we start losing daylight, people who have winter depression, you see a change in their behavior. So daylight is definitely important.
Yeah, and it's associated with, better behavior, better attentiveness, better test scores. So, if possible, we always encourage people to use daylighting instead of closing off the blinds and turning the lights on. So that's another good point. You can really start to see where you can use your daylighting, where it might make sense to put skylights in.
Think about this. We've had, yesterday you started these conversations and you brainstorm projects, etc., and talked about how those projects could be cross-curricular. And essentially what we have through this partnership is a project that is being delivered to us and then multiple ways to make it cross-curricular. Just to think about how excited the kids are going to be to get their hands on those resources. Like, it's going to be such an amazing project for us, with this one really hands-on creative building that we're in is so old, you all, and it has really, the renovations have happened in 2 months. So we know that there are a lot of opportunities that we can take to make that building more energy efficient for us, and really think about how we can teach the kids those skills through math, through science, through writing, through reading.